Hello, my crafty friends. How are you? This is Nancy Reynolds, Stampin' with Nutsy, and let me switch this over. There we are. I just wondered how everybody's doing. Hope everyone's well. And of course, as I'm always curious about where you're coming from and what's in your mug. My mug has, isn't that pretty? Those are cactus flowers, I think. Again, part of that, just a second. It was time for my clock to serenade us. My clock is about 1 minute behind my iPad timing, so I should probably wait for the clock before I click on. I just don't want to be late. Besides, I'm always sitting here just wondering how everything's going to go. Oh, hi, Cindy. I'm glad you like that song. I do too. So, my cup today has coffee, and it is quite possible that I made a little mistake when I was grabbing my creamer. Instead of grabbing creamer, half and half, I went ahead and grabbed whipping cream. Now, that kind of surprised me when I pulled it out, but so it's got a little bit of whipping cream in it. Oh, vanilla chai tea, Gladys. That sounds lovely. I stepped out of my comfort zone this week. Oh, anyway, I also put a little bit of ground cinnamon in it, in my coffee, with the whipping cream. Yum. Anyway, I stepped out of my box, my comfort little box this week. And I went and I took a kit, and I wanted to meet some new people locally. I did not pick the right coffee shop for that. But anyway, I had a nice time. I had a coffee. I didn't have a coffee. I had what's called a Bellingham fog. If you're familiar with London fogs, Bellingham is not made with Earl Grey tea. It's made with a white tea, a white blueberry tea to be exact. And it's quite tasty. Woods Coffee does it really well. And so that's what I had, and a scone, because, well, I was sitting there making cards. There really weren't a lot of people in this coffee shop, and so I should have picked a different one. But since it was outside of my comfort zone, it wasn't a big time outside of my comfort zone. Anyway, I didn't meet anybody, but I did enjoy myself and made a few cards. So that's enough for my week. How's your week going? It's good to step out of our comfort zone every once in a while. I thought I'd try it again next week, but I'm going to pick a different coffee shop, one that might have more people. Just a thought. Anyway, here we are. Monday night. No, not night. Because Monday at 11 o'clock, I will be hosting a Zoom get together. It's free, and all you need to do is send me an email at stampinwithnutsy.com. Better yet, send it to my Gmail account. I know that off the top of my head. Nancy98226@gmail.com. Or personal message me on Facebook, and I will be happy to send you the link. I know I've sent out a few, so I'm going to have someone to play with. And I just thought it'd be nice for us to be able to see each other and to chat. I've got a few other friends who are going to come from different groups, and we're just going to have a nice time. I am positive about that. And that's not out of my comfort zone, because I like to sit and chat and craft with people I know. It's the strangers thing that got me. Okay, let's see. The set we're using today, and I did find the picture, so I thought I would put that up, is the Marbled Elegance Suite Collection. It has the most beautiful designer series paper. Oh, I hope you can. That'd be nice, Cindy. Okay, the Marble Elegance has a stamp set that I didn't get, but I got most of the rest of the suite. I got first I bought the dies because I thought they looked really cute. And then I decided that I really needed the ribbon, which is a gold thread. And I needed the little heart embellishments. And my next order from this suite is going to be I got the paper because the paper is to die for. It's gorgeous. And then the last thing I got, I'm going to order the little bags that come with it. There's 2 sizes. We're going to use it for our Pacific Northwest in April, the event that we put on. It is just beautiful. So I ordered individual pieces because I didn't really want the stamp set. So, okay, let's put you down to the desk. Remember last week I told you how messy my paper was going to get? I thought I'd show it to you. Yep, there it is. Let's see if I can. Oh, I'm going to put you back just for a second because I forgot to do something. Well, now it's not working. It worked perfectly a minute ago. I wanted to put my little picture in the corner. So while I am thinking about that, you get to look at the pretty paper. It is, I truly love it. Okay, I think I got it. I'm going to make me a little smaller there in the corner. Push me down to the lower right because then I'm not in the way. See, I did it. I knew I could if I tried hard enough. Anyway, this is my paper. I've been to 2 meetings this week. I was at my dog training club and I've got notes for that. We did our Pacific Northwest demonstrator notes. I've got those. I have been stamping on all kinds of things. So basically, oh, she made a fun card with one of the bags. Now that would be interesting. I'll have to write that down because I'd like to see that. Because we're supposed to do something with the bags, actually. One of them we're going to fill with, we'll decorate it and we'll put all the little odds and ends like the dimensionals and the different things that we give the ladies. But yeah, it would be nice to know what she did with the bags. So I will look that up. Thank you. Yes, this is Artistic Endeavors. Also, I had a whole bunch of, I replaced about when we had free shipping last. Oh, it was Rachel Tessman? Okay. I do like Rachel Tessman. She's fun to watch. Anyway, I replaced a lot of my blends. Not the one that I needed the most, but I replaced a lot of the others. And they've been sitting in a bucket over here, over to the left. And so, to my left, I don't know, things are backwards on the video. Anyway, it was just sitting there. And so I decided that I needed to actually organize it. And so I put everything together and I went through and I checked all my blends to make sure they worked because I would put them in my mystery boxes. So the ones that didn't work, or that when you pulled them apart, you pulled the cap off, it took the whole half off, the tip off too, those also went in the garbage. So I was just having fun. I have to actually keep this because it has information I need on it. But I wanted to show you that how quickly this pristine can go to that. It's crazy. Alrighty, first things first. Cards. Here's my card kits. So Cindy Walker for commenting. Diane Newman this was for sharing. Diane Newman for commenting on YouTube. There were no sharers on YouTube, so I did 2 from comments on Facebook. And so that's Cindy Grattan and Hillary Hamilton. So there was our cards. I've got everybody's address, so I will finish addressing them and send them out. Want a sneak peek of next week? I think, now that I can show you the catalog, there's a set. Well, right side up would be nice. It's called Linked Together Bundle. And it's this die and the stamp set and the masking, the decorative masks. And so I made this card using this set because I wanted to use some of my new product. And I used the Celebration paper. So there we are. I thought we would make this next week. So I'm going to put it over here, out of the way, because it would not look good if I got a big mess. Isn't it nice? So what's your favorite in the catalog? Because I'm going to show you what I think my favorite is. I'm loving the Floral Delight Suite. And I've learned a little bit more about stamping all the layers and the die cutting layers. And so we will also be making another card with this fairly soon. But for today, we are using online exclusives except for the layering leaves. You know, my little stamp surgery, which reminds me I didn't take it out and put it on a block. I am still working on thank you cards. And so, let's see. Will it fit on this one? When it doesn't fit perfectly in a line, I like to do diagonal. Okay, layering leaves, Hearts of Elegance dies. The paper we're using is this one from the suite. And then I was going to pull out some gold, and I noticed this as I pulled out Nature Sweetness, maybe. I'd have to look that up. But I thought this would make a nice cutout for a heart. So we're using that instead of the plain gold. I'm going to need your help today, by the way, because, okay, first the card. Nancy, slow down. Hi, Jeanette. Good to see you. I'm glad you could make it. So I used a retiring paper on the last chance list that I just love. And so when I made this card, I made it out of the set, which the name has escaped me, but I thought we should make something with current product today. So, and I don't have one made. I just cut everything out. So there's our project for today. Now, I really appreciate it when you like my video, if you do. And if you share it with your friends, that would be great. That helps my algorithm. And if you share it, please write that in the comments, because we all have our privacy settings different. And I think the only one that I get to see is if your settings are public. And I would like to have everybody on my little random wheel spinner. Okay, so here we go. We've got an envelope. And this is 5 13/16 inches by 2 3/4 inches, and that will be our flap using that new technique we learned last week from Patty Bennett. Here's for our inside. We've got a 4 1/4 by 4 inches by 5 1/4 piece. I'm using the thick basic white, which is, and it's a half sheet, so it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. We're making a portrait style card, and so we need a piece of designer series paper that's 4 inches by 3 inches. I have a piece of white that's 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Are we all appreciating the fact that I am remembering these numbers? There are no post-it notes in front of me, and yeah, I'm pretty good about that. I'm happy about that. This is also 3 by 4, and I've got two pieces. I've got Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo. And I'm going to tell you honestly, Flirty Flamingo is not my favorite color. A touch of it in the DSP is fine, but it just really isn't my favorite. But I thought if you would like to see it in Flirty Flamingo, we can use the Flirty Flamingo. If not, we'll use the Melon Mambo. I cut one of the fancy filigree hearts, this one, out of the designer series paper. And then I used not the smallest one, but the second one in. It's a pretty plain heart, but I thought the gold in the paper made it fancy. If you're stamping an image for your focal point, then you would need to have some white like this, I used white designer series paper. And I picked out some green because I die cut some leaves for that one. So my inspiration is Monday Night Mystery Stamping with TX Sharon Stampin Sharon, which is Sharon Armstrong. And I really enjoy her. I enjoy her laugh. It makes me happy. So here we are. Let's get started. I'm going to push these things over to the side. I'm going to put down just flat the designer series paper. So let's get a little, I really should make sure this is working right before I pull it out. I mean, it tends to be really good and not get clogged up, although today it's a little clogged. There we go. Now we're getting some out. Just a thin layer. I like my precision glue press. That's a little more glue than I normally would come out. So maybe it was a little bit clogged and I was putting on more pressure. So there we are. Isn't that pretty? The next step is we're going to take this piece of paper as our back for the white. So the Melon Mambo is A, Flirty Flamingo is B. And so I need your help. Here, we'll show how it looks on the white. I need your help deciding A, Melon Mambo, or B, Flirty Flamingo. And what I did, because I wanted some ribbon, I wanted ribbon in Melon Mambo, I wanted ribbon in Flirty Flamingo. And of course, I didn't have any. So I took the white frayed ribbon. I think it is also an online exclusive. It's the frayed grosgrain ribbon in white. And I took my blends to it. Now, I used the dark Melon Mambo. Oh, I see A's. You're making me happy. And what I found is that when I turned it, so this is the side I colored. When I turned it over, all of the fraying was white, which kind of shows just a little bit here. And I didn't like that. So let's get that really messy piece of paper, because that's what I used today. And take the Flirty Flamingo and just finish this up so I can show you what I did. I just took my brush tip end, that's the one with the big line on it, the thick line, and I started filling in on the white, just trying to turn that a little bit of a color. And I think that did pretty well. It helped. So I'm taking Flirty Flamingo away. And we're putting Flirty Flamingo away because we're going with, yay, Melon Mambo. This is such a pretty color. Now I'm going to do one little stamping thing. See, I brought both inks out in case you wanted Flirty Flamingo. Okay. Well, it didn't pop up quite as well as it could have. I'm going to take my thank you. And I don't know about you, but I really like having the photopolymer when I am stamping directly on my paper instead of, cutting it out. You could do that. So there's my thank you. Didn't come out quite as well as it could have. Here. Since we've got scratch paper, let's see if we can make that better. Yes, we can. That's better. Oh, so glad that cardstock is double-sided. Oh, I know what I should have been doing too. Now that I think about it, let's put it on something squishy, because photopolymer stamps don't have any squish to them. Our cling stamps are on rubber and a little bit of foam, so they've got a little more squish and you get a better stamp image. if you've got a little squish instead of a hard surface. All right, that's all the stamping I'm doing. Put that over there. I am going to use my Seal Plus to put this on. That looks pretty good. Hold it down, put it down. And then I am going to, since I'm not stamping on it, I'm going to go ahead and put it onto my, that was a back. Okay, we're going to need the ribbon scissors and the regular scissors because I'm down to pretty much another back. Well, that was a glue dot. Interesting. Oh, that one's good. We'll put this one down here. I'll do another corner. It's kind of a fun way to use up the corners, don't you think? And we should probably put one in the middle because we do not like sag. No sagging allowed. No saggy middles. Although I did hear one demonstrator once say she didn't put things in the middle because then when it goes through machines it flattens okay in the middle. But I kind of disagree with that because it doesn't flatten on the two sides, so what does it matter if it's going to flatten a little bit in the middle unless you've built the middle up, right? This is such an easy card. Now I'm going to take my Melon Mambo ribbon and I think I want I'm going to trim this off because I want that to go up, and it does look better on the side that I colored it on, I think. There we are. Just to go across there in the middle. And I like to use, to attach that ribbon, I know I could use glue dots, but I just feel like I get a bit more adhesion, a little bit better, if I run a piece of the tear and tape across. I'm going to burnish that down. Well, that is not the right one. Where is... I am missing 2 or 3 of my tools. And one is my regular take your pick tool. The one with the end to get it up. So I will have to find those. Realize that I have 1 pair of scissors missing. Oh, I know where they're at. I told you I went out to a coffee shop. Those are the 2 things I put in the box. Silly me. I didn't get them out. Frayed ribbon does fray. Little bits might come off. Putting this down, and then I just want my hearts to kind of hang off the side a little bit. If you wanted to, you could stamp and then maybe use your embossing folder to give it a little bit more texture. But for some reason, colors bother me, white doesn't so much. So let's go ahead and put this down. The ribbon is a little thick, so I'm going to go ahead and use more dimensionals. This is fun. Who knows? Maybe we will use up the sheet of dimensionals. So it looks like I want to put this here. That'll go good there. And maybe something right in this area. So let's take this one. It's going to be supported by the ribbon. So let's try this. Now, I got a little close to the side there, so I'm going to see if this would like to peel off. Let's see. Hopefully I won't be getting any adhesive on my ribbon scissors, because that would not be good. I am leaving some adhesive behind, so we are going to give this, and maybe the other side too, just a droplet or two of glue, just to make sure that those really do stay down. And move it over a little bit so it's not hanging off the edge of the card. I do want it to hang off the edge of my focal piece here. Okay, cleaning those up. You'll be glad to know I was very diligent at the coffee shop, and I picked off all of the little backings, and I picked them up and put them in a little garbage bag I had with me, so that I didn't leave behind anything for others to have to clean up. I'm going to put my embellishments up here. So my heart, this heart is going to go here, and I think, let's take this right here. See how that does. That's going to hold it down enough. But again, I think I've got it in the wrong place. Dimensionals can be forgiving, but not always. I think I need to make sure of the placement before I pat them in place. So again, I want the dimensional, but I want it to stick. So we'll put a little glue on it. And maybe move this down just a tiny bit. Still hiding where it had been. So those little glue pieces that aren't shown. And there we are. Now, one of the cutest things on this whole set are these wonderful little hearts. Aren't they cute? So I'm going to use something that's retired because my Take Your Pick tool is elsewhere, completely in a different room. So let's put one of these here, a large one, and then a medium, and let's do a small, because we can, right? Let's put the small one down here. And basically, that's our card. Now, on this card, because it's flowers, and it didn't have a lot of sparkle to it, I did put Wink of Stella on the flowers. And I've got 6 of the little gems, the purple shimmer gems, I believe they are. But I think, well, maybe we could put a couple more of these. Could we put maybe one up here? And take a medium and put it. Well, we need 5 because we need to keep our numbers odd. So maybe we can do this one. Let's do another little one. We'll put this little one here, and we've got 3, 4, 5. Our evening numbers are odd, keeping with that Fibonacci principle, which is what's pleasing to the eye. Really is odd numbers, and it's used a lot in creation, in flowers and all things. Let's see. I think that's our card, except for the inside. The inside, oh, I know what I've got. I have got another heart or two that I cut. And I tucked them in here. So let's see what I've got. Because we could put a couple. This one's too big. But we could do, I don't know, I didn't like this. I didn't like the place I cut it out on the pattern. We could do the other side. We could do it like this and put it right at the bottom. How's that? Work for you? Works for me. Granted, the stitching is a bit more, looks a bit better pronounced on this side, but I just wasn't happy when I cut it. So we're going to do it upside down. And you know the one other thing we can do is these are very, very, very flat. So we could put one right here, and we still have three, our little arrangement of three. And then this goes on the inside. Oh, I must tell you, I'm sure you've noticed, but I met my goal last year. My goal was to like Seal Plus and not open one and then get so angry at it and it messed up and I'd throw it away. So I have successfully met last year's goal. This year's goal is stepping out of my comfort zone. So I'm working on it. There we are. We've got a pretty outside. We've got a pretty inside. We need to have a pretty envelope. No wonder I have such a mess to clean up. I just push things to the side. So here we go. Let us take, just in case there's a mess. I like to have my silicone sheet because adhesives don't stick to it. I'm going to turn this backwards so it'll be a little easier. We'll use our Patty Bennett trick. And we're just going to put this on and kind of nudge it up to the fold. Now last week when I was making the kits, I realized that this piece wouldn't fit in the envelope. And so I went ahead and I cut it down just a little bit. And after I did that, I realized that I bought bigger envelopes so that I could put the full-size piece in. So this week I will use the larger envelopes and I won't be cutting that down. Using my flap here, envelope flap as a guide, I'm just going to cut off the excess. Then I just take this and I angle it up just a little bit. Not a lot, a little bit. And I'll throw those in the garbage. So there's our envelope back. It needs to be, I actually like to use making sure it's well adhered. A little burnishing with the bone folder. And now I will take and put this piece that we cut off on the front. No need to let these things go to waste. And that's why I cut it just a little bit larger. It really would only, if we were just doing the envelope flap, really 2.5 inches would be enough. But I put that extra 1/4 inch in just to make sure. And then you can cut off any that hangs over, just in case it's a little long. There is our project today. We've got our envelope, our card, and it's pretty on the inside. So I hope you enjoyed that. Oh, Cindy, did the employees show any interest? No, they didn't. They were having a lovely time talking amongst themselves, however. I probably sat in the wrong spot, too. There were two groups that were in there, but they were just getting ready to leave, and so I sat down, and my back was kind of to the employees. So I'm going to work on that. I think I want to really go out to Barb's Pies in Ferndale next week. That'll be my Monday. I was running behind and I thought it was too late to go out to, I think maybe it's Barbie's Pies. Anyway, easy, elegant, because it is, after all, the season of elegance. Or no, it's not. It's the marbled elegance papers. And so I hope you enjoyed it. I will get the cards in the mail in the next couple of days. And hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful week of crafting and fun stuff. And remember, just send me a message and I will get the Zoom link to the kit together Monday at 11 Pacific time. That would be noon Mountain, 1 Central, and it's 2 Eastern. Did I get all the time zones? Anyway, I hope I did. If I missed one, I'm sorry. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great time, and I shall see you next week. And until then,